Oh my God. Here we go. Oh, okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
You don't need to count us in every week.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, you're counting in.
Yeah. Cheers,
great.
lads.
Cheers.
Oh, fucking
Pete,
hell.
cheers. It don't be a dick.
This is like the shittest stag do ever.
Cheers, Peter.
Fucking hell.
Oh, let's just get a little bit of froth in there.
Sorry?
Oh.
Right, Sam, crack on.
Okay. I haven't had a Stella in years.
I don't feel like you've ever had a Stella.
Yeah, I don't think
You
I've
don't
ever had a
strike
Stella
me.
from a can.
No. You don't strike me as a Stella drinker.
Ah. Well, here we go. Welcome to Staying Relevant, the podcast hosted by two best friends with a couple of bevies in hand as well. Yeah, that's right. We are drinking the nectar. Me, Sam Thompson, and Peter James Jonathan Joseph Wicks.
Jesus Christ, if you just tuned in, then I'm sure you're going to realise this is probably going to be horrendous now that Stam is drinking Stella. I will be swearing. If you don't like it, go f*** yourself. Make sure you rate, review, do all of that shit. This is a main episode, which means it's Monday, so you'll be able to watch this on Josh's YouTube channel on a Wednesday, and then we'll be doing the bonus episode on a Thursday, which you can watch on a Sunday, which means that you can catch us on a...
Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday. Why do we all point at James? Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, see, you can't... That's the worst intro ever.
We've got a guest, everybody. Yes, that is right. We are joined by somebody who we have wanted in the studio for a very long time, actually.
Is that true?
It is very true, mate.
He's lying.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not.
no, I know
no,
for a fact
no,
that you guys
I'm
are lying.
actually not lying.
I know you're lying. I'll tell you why you're lying in a second.
Oh,
But
shit.
I don't want to, because I feel like you're about to big me up. And I don't want to interrupt that.
Well, his only rider today was a can of beer. It's Mr. James Buckley, everybody!
Yeah. I'm clapping myself.
What's the reason you were going to say?
Well, because I've got a podcast, which
Your podcast royalty, mate.
my manager's there and she's going to remind me to mention that I've got a podcast. So I'll get it out of the way first of all. But you know what it's like when you've got a podcast, you've got to go on other people's podcasts
Yeah.
to try and tell other people that you've got a
Do
podcast.
the rounds.
9 times out of 10, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. And this is...
Thanks for being here.
This is... No. So here you go. This is the only... And Katie's there and she'll back me up. This is the only one where they go, you need to do more. You need to tell more people about the podcast. I was like, well, can I get on that? Staying relevant. Can I do that?
Oh, no way!
There you go.
It's the only podcast I've ever asked to be on.
Well, and you've...
Oh, no, you're going to make me cry.
Because your stuff comes up on my Instagram all the time, all your clips. And I go, oh, God,
fucking annoying, isn't it?
No, it's great. I go, oh, they seem like a laugh. They're really funny. So you can imagine my disappointment.
Yeah, I was just about to say. And how's it for you? I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. You're the only person that, when it comes to a rider, just asks for a can of Stella.
It's
So we got you
It's
singularly just
medicinal.
one.
It's medicinal, Stella. It's all part of my
Medicinal.
process.
Yeah. I mean, when you say it's medicinal Stella, that makes it sound like you have a problem. I'm going to be honest
No,
with you.
it's not
I just need
no,
it to stop the
listen.
shakes and function.
It's just for anxiety.
Yeah. Which is also why Pete has suddenly perked up massively as well. Because
Yeah.
I've got a friend, baby.
Well, I used to drink all the time on the pod, and then it started becoming an issue because I was the only one, and then people just looked at me sort of in a kind of a sad, "You okay?" kind of way.
Yeah.
So now when someone comes on and wants a drink, I'm more than happy to oblige, and then Sam gets involved.
I did see your eyes light up when I said I was having a beer.
Yeah. Give it about an hour and they'll dull back down again, slightly bloodshot, and I have got a lazy eye, so one goes for a walk.
You know, as well, I mean, we used to have a bottle of vodka on the side. That's when it was getting real dark.
Yeah, it's just when you need a perk.
Just
A bottle of Glen's.
Just to take the edge off.
Yeah,
It's
just exactly.
It's just to relax a bit.
It's mainly
isn't it?
just to take the edge off Sam. That's kind of what I do. It just puts me on the same kind of level, playing field. Otherwise, it's the light and shade is too much.
You guys are actually now I'm seeing you in the flesh, mate. You guys are actually very similar, and you're both born in Dagenham.
Darjnam, the Nam.
Born in Dagenham, Pete.
I wasn't born in Dagenham,
Right.
but
I wasn't born in Dagenham either.
No,
I don't know what I'm saying. Neither of us were born in Dagenham.
So we are very similar.
Why?
Did
and
you
I'll
know
tell
what?
you
You
why.
said that with such confidence that I was like, oh yeah. But I know where I was born.
Are you not
Yeah.
from Dagenham?
But
I was born in Croydon. I moved to Dagenham.
south of the river.
Moved to Dagenham
fuck yeah.
before I was 2. My family moved me to Dagenham. I don't know.
Whereabouts in Dagenham?
Just across the road from Folds.
Oh yeah. So
the-
my nan lived in like Naseby Road, which is literally at the back of Ford. But the Nam is fucking amazing.
Yeah,
good. We like the
fucking
Nam.
hell, I'll tell you what. I don't even say so. I just feel like that's what you'd say from Dagenham, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah,
He
tell
said,
you
yeah,
what,
that's what you say.
blimey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, fucking hell, fucking hell.
I'll fucking tell you what, boys. But mate, you do this isn't just your podcast. It's your podcast with your wife, isn't it? You're a podcast duo.
Yeah.
Much like us.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I'm not an interesting guy. I think the only
I
interesting
think you are, mate.
the only interesting and amusing thing about me is my relationship with my wife Claire, because she's Scottish. I think that's all you need to know.
And that's where we'll end it.
She's got a great sense of humour and she's absolutely brilliant, but she's got that very Scottish. They just don't take idiots. They're just not up for idiots, right?
Yeah.
If you're a fool, they'll let you know that you're a fool. And she's married the biggest fool on the planet.
So she's made an exception.
So my favourite thing in the world is to wind her up, and she doesn't like to be wound up. And I just wanted to sort of capture that and that relationship, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see how long it lasts.
Are you talking about the pod or the marriage?
Just all of it.
All of it. Where in Scotland is she from?
Just outside Glasgow.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
the
she's
Glaswegians.
Glaswegian.
She's proper.
Yeah, the
she's proper
Glaswegians, they don't
Scottish.
fuck about. Yeah. What's it like working with your wife? I mean, I struggle.
I like it. I like it. She's my favourite person on the planet. I absolutely love it.
Like mine. Not your wife. Sorry. Sorry. As in Pete is my favourite person on the planet.
Jesus
I feel like we've got a lot
Christ.
of. We've only just started. I feel like we've got a lot of similarities here, though. To be fair, because
sure.
I like to do the exact same things. Pete is my favourite person on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
Sam
that.
just likes to wind me up and see how far he can.
I've-
So I feel like you're the Sam in the.
I've sort of got. I've got that from watching you.
should
What
do
you
a-
guys get up to.
Do a duo.
duo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do
A
something
duo.
together. I was going to say a full way, but that sounded weird. So I
No,
didn't
let's
say
It is,
that.
especially after what you just said about
Yeah,
your wife being
let's
your
do-
favourite
we
person on the
should do
planet.
something
Because that's
together.
starting to sound like car keys in a
Let's
bowl,
do a
mate.
four-way. Either do it or don't. Let's not pussyfoot.
Yeah, we're either all in or we're not. But yeah, it must be hard though. Like living with your wife, obviously, spending time with her, having that relationship, and having to work with her.
No.
No,
No, it's not. I don't know if we're just a couple of weirdos, but we are genuinely. I've always said this, right? The basis of a good marriage, a good relationship, is that you love each other, of course.
Yeah.
But what's more important is that you like each other,
So true.
Yeah.
that you're sort of mates, and that you get on with each other, and that we do. We just do. We are two mates, and we do enjoy each other's company. And
Do you know what I love about you, mate?
go on.
God,
There's going to be quite a few of these.
strap in.
Do you know, is that obviously...
Sorry, did you say strap in?
I did say strap in.
Oh, here we
Sorry.
go, keep
I
them
do
on.
realise this podcast has started with a number of sexual undertones that I imagine will continue throughout. By the end of this, Sam will be hanging out the back of James.
I mean, look.
With
it could
any
go-
luck.
You never know. You never know.
Hey, here's to possibilities.
Yeah, it depends how much more Stella Sam has.
Well, actually, good point. Should we all have a sip?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's nothing like false sippage of Stella.
Have we got one more?
Yes, we do. Of course we
Okay,
do.
'cause
We can bring one in.
Oh, nothing like a forced sip.
I'm one ahead of you guys, if you couldn't tell.
It's going to turn into a fucking great day. But do you know what I love about you, mate? Okay? And I'm not joking. I've had 4 sips. I feel like I'm a little bit pissed.
Good.
I think it's the hops. I think that because I obviously like we all have. I used to watch the Inbetweeners sort of fucking religiously, and obviously you don't know the actor behind it, right? The actual real
Right.
person behind it, and you and your character are so wildly different. It's one of the best. Some of the clips that you've done are so funny because they're so contrasting to the character you played in the Inbetweeners.
I think the 4 boys, the 4 main characters in the In-Between, I think they're so exaggerated
Yeah.
that no one. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a bit of J in all of us, I'd like to think. But
That was quite a J thing to say.
and if you're lucky, there'll be a bit of J in you tonight.
There we go. Oh,
But,
Sam's gonna have a wank now.
But I do, I just think those characters so exaggerated. Like Neil, towards the end, like Neil's so stupid. I think like during the 3rd series of the Inbetweeners, like Well, you need to see a doctor or something. No one is
The
that
writers are literally just
stupid.
mugging him off so hard.
But I mean, you say the characters are really exaggerated, but I think the reason that everyone loved Inbetweeners is because you all kind of know someone that is like one of the characters.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. It's like it's quite relatable because like, everyone kind of knows a bit of a Jay. Everyone knows a Neil.
I think we did
slash a Will.
I think we did hit those characters, yeah. But I always say this: there is always a Jay in the group, in your friend group, and if you're going, no, there isn't. You're the Jay.
yeah, absolutely.
So true. Right, you know, we're gonna come on to that a little bit later, but I'm a massive fan of gaming.
Right, cool.
And I've seen you got to
fucking, I
don't
wondered how
start.
long
No,
it would
let me land the plane. So this is my wings, by the way. I'm not,
No, to be honest with you, Sam, I think he got. See what I mean? I think he got it. I think when you do plane and you do that, people know that you're imitating a plane.
I just really like Twitch, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I've seen your Twitch channel, and it's fucking brilliant. And you're not even meaning to be super funny, but you're fucking hilarious on it, mate. Is
I
that
haven't
the
done it for a
chance?
while.
Do you get to be like? Is it quite fun to just be like unedited you on there?
Fun and stressful. I haven't done it I haven't been on Twitch for coming up to 2
Mate,
years
lockdown
now.
was
I'm
big for your Twitch channel.
I'm going to be really honest. Sam has been talking about this Twitch thing for fucking God knows how long, and I always just kind of switch off. I don't really understand what Twitch
It's
is.
fucking amazing.
Do you like video games? Are you into video? Well, then you won't like it.
So is it like a fucking chat room?
Yeah. It's basically like
Right.
chat room, but you're playing games.
What for virgins?
No, we're not. I'm not a virgin though, am I?
Yeah.
I've had sex a couple of times. Missionary's my favourite. So I don't know why I stared at you in the eyes. So that was a bit weird, wasn't
No, it's not. No, I've logged it. Noted.
But you know what? It's what I want to really do is start a Twitch account with Pete because I think it's better with
it
people
would
who
be
don't
really
game.
good. That would be really good.
But so on
It would be really funny. It's a lot of work, to be honest with you, and it's a bit
that's
of
where you've
pressure.
lost me.
It's a bit of pressure as well because you're broadcasting live, and anything could
whilst
happen.
playing?
Yeah.
So you could say one thing, can't edit it, it's all live.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, I game a lot, but I don't have a Twitch account yet. But I have a group of pals who I've never met.
Billy Bodger,
No, David Badger.
David the priest,
I've
and
got David Badger. No, Reverend.
Sam's got these gaming friends that he
Good.
plays with. That he not good, mate. Don't enable
was good
this.
fun.
Yeah,
all
it's
right?
good fun,
At
isn't
one
it?
point, he was going to meet them all for like a little meet up, like
Yeah.
probably in a service station somewhere on the A1. In the toilets, I imagine. But yeah, like the gaming friend thing, I just don't get. What's your nickname on it?
I'm Jokesy Nokesy. We got David Badger, Reverend Boosty, and I always forget the next one. What's the other guy called? Blogsy. There's another one I can't remember because I haven't gamed in a while, actually, to be fair. But I just want to know: do you have any gaming friends that you've never met before?
Are you asking to be his gaming friend?
Or if he wants,
Wow.
we can be in the same clan.
Well, I managed to tap into when I was doing that Twitch thing. I managed to. There was a handful of people that would turn up to every stream, and they did become characters, and these genuinely sort of comedy characters. And I would get them on Discord, which is the thing where you can talk to people,
Yeah.
and so I'd have them live on my stream and stuff, and I'd just ask them what they'd been up to at the weekend and stuff, and there was just some genuinely bizarre and quite funny characters, and I knew that if I'd asked them what they'd been up to that weekend, that they would say something funny. And I had a handful I had about sort of half a dozen of these regular viewers that I would ask to get involved. I've never met, couldn't tell you what they look like,
I love it.
It's probably a good thing that you don't know.
but they were genuinely so funny and so interesting that the stream, the Twitch channel, stopped becoming about me. It was about these people that would drop in and out, and we'd catch up with them and find out what they'd been up to and stuff like that. And like some of them were like, this is not going to sound funny on paper, but it was really funny. Like one of them was like, "Oh, my nan died over the weekend or whatever." We were
It's
like,
a strong
"Right."
start.
And he was like, "Yeah, we had the funeral, and then we had the wake in her living room, and we were all sat around with a kebab." And I went, "What?"
Right.
I went, "What?" And he went, "Yeah, we had like a sort of family kebab." So then you start going into that, and you start asking questions.
So much to break down.
And but yeah, I had just sort of people like that, and it was.
Did you
it was
laugh?
genuinely quite entertaining? I stifled a laugh because obviously I had some bloke telling me about his dead nan or
But he also told you about a family kebab.
Yeah, so
you know what I mean?
what is going on? and I would just probe at these people and just sort of get little stories out of them.
Would you ever meet?
I've met, I have met a couple of them if I've done something live, or if I think I did like a Comic-Con once with a couple of the other boys. And it was fun. That was fun, but really intense. I've always put it off for years doing that.
Comic-Con's fucking full on.
Have you ever been to one?
No, but I really want to go with you.
Fucking no chance.
No, please, we need to dress you up.
No chance.
As a Power Ranger.
Talk to me about Comic-Con, because I imagine, listen, Inbetweeners is basically, it's a huge part of fucking British pop culture for however many years. So you're an icon. You're a national treasure.
Thank you.
You and like the rest of the boys. So I imagine at places like that, you get the real certain type of virgin.
No, not the one I was hoping for. It's do you know what was really weird? We went to Liverpool. It was me and two of the other boys. I think Blake couldn't be there because he's a big shot and he's too important. He plays Neil. No, he's done them. But you get these sort of options, right? When you sign on to Comic-Con, and it's like you can also, if you want to, you can charge more. Like, you get paid to be there to start with, and then you can say, well, I'm going to charge 20 quid to sign. But these people have already paid to turn up anyway, and you've already been paid. And me and the other boys were just like, I'm not going to charge people anymore.
Yeah.
You know, if they, as long as they come, if anyone comes and says hello to us, that'd be great. That'd be absolutely amazing. We were genuinely like, because there was like Game of Thrones people there and like Hollywood people and all this kind of stuff.
You've got the lads just.
And we were like, it's going to be really embarrassing when we sit there at an empty table.
You don't go like as
just sort of,
characters?
No, we just sit there and like we had the car behind us. So that helped us to let people know exactly who we were. We were mobbed. We were absolutely mobbed, and I really loved that. I loved the fact they had all these big Hollywood stars and stuff, and people wanted to see the Inbetweeners.
Yeah,
like I just like it made me ever so proud.
Yeah, you should be though, man. Because as Pete just said, you're fucking national icons.
And
mate.
we should have charged. We should have.
I mean, yeah, that's why you're.
I just kept seeing like £20 notes like flying away every time I was.
Well, this is kind of Sam. Anything we do, I do everything for the money. I'm not here for fun.
Contractually obliged.
I'm contractually obliged.
Absolutely.
It's literally, otherwise I'd have a kind of a real job.
Listen, if I had enough money in the bank, you'd never see me again.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is where you and Pete compare.
See?
You'd never see me again.
This episode of Staying Relevant is brought to you by Tails.com. 100% tailored dog food.
No two dogs are the same, are they? So just like podcast hosts, one might be independent and switched on, and the other might be a bit needy and clueless.
No need to ask who's who there, but we should say that that's why it's so important to get food that's made for your dog.
That's right. Tails.com offers 100% tailored dog food. It all starts with a few simple questions about your dog's age, breed, lifestyle, and flavour preferences. Then Tails vets and nutritionists create a personalised meal plan just for your dog.
Now, the ingredients are high quality, expertly selected to support your dog's well-being and in the taste that they love.
Plus, it's incredibly convenient. It's a simple delivery to your door for free every month. You can either order treats and dental chews, so you can get everything all in one place.
So what are you waiting for? Check out the website at Tails.com.
God, I love dogs.
And a cat.
Just dogs. I love dogs. Dogs are great. There we go. See, Sam has got money in the bank and decides to do this.
I love it.
You're a lunatic.
I'm working towards the monies for disappearance reasons. Yeah, I will fake my own death and just live somewhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd go out on a yacht.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, James Buckley went on his yacht today. We haven't seen him since.
Yeah. And then in 15 years' time, there'll be a report in the Sun that they found you in Costa Rica, and it'll be that sort of thing. That's what will happen to me.
Where's Pete and James? There'd be like a documentary, like Finding Pete and James.
We're not going to disappear together.
And
Sat on the beach
Should we make a disappearing pact?
Yeah, it'd be amazing.
We'll set a goal, and as soon as we've both hit that goal money-wise,
it
we'll
works for all three of
into
us.
the sunset.
Yeah, it works for all three of us, because you and I can disappear, and Sam will get a documentary out of it, because it will be Sam.
Finding
Sam
Pete.
finds Pete and James.
Finding Pete.
Why is it that you both have that feeling of just, and that's why I think you're both so loved by our audiences, is that like you genuinely don't want to be. I do want to be here. And let me just stress that again. I love this, but you both don't want to be here, and I think the contrast is so fucking funny. Why is it? Why is it that you?
I'm stuck because I don't have any. I've barely got. I didn't collect my GCSEs. Like I've got no qualifications. I've not learnt a trade. I've got nothing to fall back on.
Yeah.
I do look at stuff. I have conversations with my wife all the time of harebrained schemes to sort of make money, some sort of passive income where I don't have to be in front of a camera or anything like that.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a cab driver for a little while. I was like, I might do the knowledge. And then I was like, and then I looked into that and I was like, that's really hard. I don't think I can do that.
It's fucking hard.
Yeah, it's really difficult. So then I was like, what if I buy a fleet of cabs, like 4 or 5 black taxis, and rent them out?
Yeah.
And then you've got to find yard space to keep them on. You're in charge of the upkeep and all that. And I was like, right, this isn't as simple as I thought it'd be. My most recent one, pilot's license.
Shut the fuck up.
I thought I was
hold
looking
on,
into
the cab driver we left because the knowledge was hard.
Yeah.
So we
What's
thought
the
pilot
point?
though, that'll be easier.
No, but that's just driving a plane, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
You do enough hours. You've got an instructor, and they'll tell you everything to do. And I wouldn't rush it. I'd take a few years.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest though, you on the fucking mic would be one of the
Well,
best things about. Hello, bus wankers, how are we?
This is what I was thinking. This is what I was saying to Claire. I was like, so you can keep going. I said I could get my pilot's license, then I could get my commercial pilot's license.
Yeah.
Work for
Then-
Ryanair.
Then I could do private jets.
Ah.
So if you're some rich person that has a jet and you need a pilot, you hire me. Fucking Jay from the Inbetweeners turns up to fly your plane.
actually
I'm going to be honest
quite a
with
good
you. If I ever got a private jet, which will never happen, and I turned up and Jay from the Inbetweeners was
Imagine
the
that,
pilot,
but the lad's off to
I'd
fucking
call my
Iron
mum
Apple
and
or
say,
something like
I'm
that.
so sorry, you can have everything I own. It would be wild. But that is actually, Jay probably had a fucking pilot's license.
I do want to do a bar. I want to open a bar.
I thought you meant a bar, like you want to do
no.
the bars in like a legal bar.
No. I want to.
See, this is the difference, is you went for the legal bar and I
I
literally
do
thought strip
think. I
club.
do think like Jay's Bar and Grill or something in
Yeah.
Spain or something like
It'd
that.
fly. It would fly. Maybe like
Inbetweeners
maybe some
themed.
crawfish.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's not doing it in fucking New Orleans. The fucking crawfish boil.
I don't know.
Fuck it. Why?
Because I would love to have I love a crawfish.
you?
Starfish.
Have you had a langoustine?
I love langoustines or langoustines. Love them.
Sorry.
We having another sip.
I mean, that's a new thing, not even on me, and I've been friends with you for a long time. You love a crawfish.
I love a crawfish. Yeah.
What
Boiled
sort of-
crawfish.
So you'd like a crawfish bar?
Yeah, I love it. I
Are
really
you
would.
fucking okay?
No, with like potatoes in the mix. With potatoes in the mix and corn in the cob. I just would. I spend a lot of time on TikTok watching.
Sorry, I know this is about you, but let's just take a minute, shall we?
I'll let you guys work this
you'd
No,
out.
I'm panicking.
You'd like a bar where you can get corn on the cob and crawfish?
Yeah, I really would.
And where would you situate this? Somewhere in Fulham?
Yeah, probably because it's so out of like it's like so like in a different country.
I think you're onto something. Genuinely
I do as well.
Because
we should open one together.
It's only been the last few years that this country has sort of understood about barbecue.
Yeah, we
things
love
like
a BBQ.
Like barbecue doesn't just have to be a burnt sausage.
No,
like,
not at all.
right on
There's
the
an art
flame.
to it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Are you a barbecuer?
Absolutely, yeah.
So am I.
I've got 5 barbecues, mate.
You're fucking That's a Jay thing, isn't it?
No, it's true.
Oh
It's true.
God, sorry, James. We're doing that thing. I'm so sorry. Oh God, you know when you go, Jay from the he's like, no, that's that. I just said it. That's just,
No, that is just me.
Why 5 barbecues?
I've got 3 grills. They all do different things. Trust me.
Okay, no.
I've got a pellet smoker.
I agree.
Sorry?
Pellet smoker.
The fuck's that?
Put
It's
pellets in there.
a smoker, but it doesn't use like wood and stuff. It uses pellets. It's a Traeger. You'd love it, mate. You honestly, you'd be well
P,
into it.
Mate, James, P is a year off just having
You
about
would
yeah,
be.
you're very
I
close
think
to a
you would.
barbecuer. Oh, he's a vegan actually. No, you can't.
No, you can still, you know.
He's not gonna fucking roast aubergines every day.
Hello.
Why?
me
Why?
or something.
Seems great.
Yeah, I know, but come on, it's not as fun as like cooking a steak and getting all the like thermometers in there and stuff.
I mean, it's Sam's thing. Funnily enough, that kind of leads into the next part of this, which is Sam's single.
Sure.
How the fuck is me being single gonna how's that a segue?
Well,
Sam's
no, but
kind
it's
of-
good to, because it's not been in the papers or anything, so it's good to.
Well, people don't know about
It's good to sort of address that elephant in the room, isn't it?
Sam's thing now is that since being single, what he likes to do is he just sort of like slides into DMs and asks people round if they can come around for kind of a couple of steaks.
Yeah.
That's his thing. And so we were going to kind of ask you're a man that's been married for 12 years.
Yeah.
So you don't need to worry about that. But, Jay, the character, had a way with the ladies. Any advice for Sam on kind of, chat up lines?
I struggled to slide in. Not like
He's
Mate.
talking about the DMs, not cocking
Right,
vagina.
whatever.
well, that
Listen,
too, to be fair.
you're fine.
No, mate, I'm not
You
fine.
absolutely
James,
are.
I'm absolutely
Don't
not.
worry. Yes, you are.
Mate, I can't do Pete. Tell him.
No, he can't. He honestly can't.
Mate,
He sends voice notes to people, which is, hello, I'm Sam Thompson.
Well, I would just-
recently single. What are you up to?
I would just say cast your net really wide.
I do.
Yeah, just you'll get a hit. You'll get a bite.
And what would be your sliding?
I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit old school. What would be my sliding? See, I'm a bit. You just got to have a conversation, and you just got to start having a conversation.
How do you start?
All right,
that?
you go.
All right.
Do you like beer? Do you like beer? Because
And let me
A
tell
lot-
you, I'd reply to you.
a lot of people do like beer, but when they say they like beer, they like sort of these sort of very trendy, cool beers. I like a Stella. Are you into that sort of thing?
I like it. You're
And then
setting
wait-
your stall. I'm a Stella drinker. I'm letting you know now.
So that's your go-to.
I don't know. You just listen. I genuinely don't know. I'm not the guy. The fact that I'm not a virgin is a miracle. That like we should all. There should be, men everywhere should just be going. Well, he's had it off, so there's hope for me.
Such a good point. I know
Should-
exactly what you
like-
mean.
Should we all have a little cheers to not being virgins
come on,
then?
Yeah, look at us.
Yeah.
I remember my first. Well, we all probably do. Imagine.
I'll drink to that.
Did you, James? Did you?
So anyway, you're single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you expect today to be as weird as what it is?
I
'Cause
did a
it's-
little bit. I was up for it. I was really looking forward to it.
Yeah,
and it's lived up to the hype. I got to be honest, boys.
Wow, it's just incredible. You and your wife on your podcast, you don't really do guests, do you?
Sometimes we do, but we're not. I don't know if we're good with guests.
Oh, well, evidently we're not, but
No,
we're giving
you
it a
are.
go.
You guys are great. You guys are so good. I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if there's something in me where if there's another. Relax,
Sorry.
Jesus Christ. If there's a change to the routine, if they like, because me and Claire sat on a couch, we're talking shit. If there's someone else there, I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm. I like routine. I like stuff to stay the same quite a
You are
lot.
the same
Me.
fucking
I like
person.
format, I like routine. We don't often have guests, so so the only time we have guests is when it's people we really want. So
You're welcome.
that's okay. Don't you worry about it. But that's mainly because I don't like it.
My phone, if I stay up past 11, half past 11,
Yeah.
I get a alert on my phone that literally says bedtime. Like my phone goes, why aren't you in
What the
bed?
fuck are you doing?
Why aren't you in bed right now?
Do you- do
Because
you
you're
know-
usually asleep by now.
I see that you've got a watch on.
I do. It's a little Apple
Christ,
Watch.
these questions are getting worse.
I can
Does that
do
thing
you know
tell
what,
the time?
Ryan?
No, there's a reason for it.
Are you hitting on me? Because
So you've got a
this
watch
feels,
on.
this
It
feels
looks
like
l-
one of your chat-ups.
This is my slide. You've got a watch on.
I've also got a watch.
I see I think you've got a timepiece on there. It's just that when I'm gaming,
Yeah.
Oh, we're back to the gaming. Sorry. Any way to get that back? I didn't realise we hadn't finished with the gaming. Please
It's
crack
just-
on.
When I'm gaming, it's getting a little bit dicey, right? And like,
Yeah.
I'm
When does gaming get dicey?
It can get
fucking mate,
intense.
it gets so intense. Like you have full-blown arguments with people you've never met before.
You know what? You weren't there, man.
Yeah. Dude.
You don't know what it was like.
You genuinely don't, but you can have like
You know
a
when you're playing
4-hour
COD,
session.
you haven't actually been to war.
Mate, I genuinely think I could. If I got drafted, I'd be fucking unbelievable.
Oh, don't be so fucking
I'm being
stupid,
deadly
Sam.
serious.
Don't be so
No,
fucking stupid.
mate, if I got drafted, I
Mate,
honestly...
you'd be cannon fodder. They'd send you in first of all as fucking like a diversion.
No.
And just, we'll get rid of him because he's doing my fucking head in. I can't sit in a little hole with that fella.
You turn up on horseback.
Yeah, with a sword.
Yeah, you'd be like, tally ho.
Mate, if I got drafted, I'd be like, look, just put me in charge of the drones. Yeah, because I'm a gamer, so I'd just be all over it. Or if I'm in the front line, let's be honest, you'd all like to be in the trenches with me.
Right.
I'll be a morale booster.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
To be honest with you, friendly fight, I'd shoot you.
A friendly fight.
I'd be like, "Look, listen, do you know what? It's only one. You weren't going to do much anyway. Let's pop that off and we can all chill."
We should do a Monty Python sketch. You know when they used to do Dad's Army? We should do one of them.
Well, look, I mean, Dad's Army is an absolute classic,
It's
as
a fucking
is.
classic. Well, I haven't even finished my fucking
Oh,
watch
sorry,
story.
I was just trying to get away from gaming, but
No,
please crack on.
So I used to have an Apple Watch. Pete's looking in the fucking. I used to have an Apple Watch, right?
Can you let him do his Apple Watch?
Sorry, no.
This is going to be gold.
Sorry,
There's
I was
no
just-
way this is not going to
No,
be edited
I was just
out.
letting you have a conversation. I was just trying to entertain the audience, but you two crack on.
Do you know what? No, but now I feel like I've got the table. I'm panicking now a little bit.
Go on.
Okay, so
Everyone's listening. We're all
I
locked in.
used to have an Apple Watch, right? And when things got a little bit dicey when I game,
It'd say your heart rate.
it would so my Apple Watch would vibrate and it would go, you need to calm down. Have you ever had this? Anyone who has an Apple Watch, you know, when like you're really exerting, it goes, your stress levels are really induced. I would always get it to the point where my watch would vibrate and tell me that I'd overexerted myself. That was my story.
That's when you're doing it properly, mate.
Sorry, so the whole room stopped for that, which is going to be cut the fuck out.
I panicked halfway through that story and went, how do I finish this? How do I fucking land?
Listen, I think we were a bit unfair on set. I think we put a bit of pressure on him.
Thank you, James.
It was just meant to be an off-the-cuff little story, and it turned into a big thing.
Look, if you got drafted, what role would you want to be?
Now we're back to the army.
Well,
Sorry.
this is the problem, right? Because I'm in the catchment. I'm waiting to get old enough to not be drafted.
Oh, I'm there.
But if the country's going, we need you, I'm going to be like,
No, you don't.
You really
No.
don't. I'm a liability. I'd be better off staying out of it. Honestly, I will die in a war and take other people with me. Like, don't have me go to war. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. If that was ever the case, the two people that I would probably rather not draft, I think, based on today, would be you two.
No, I'd want to go in.
No, I'd want you to go in. I'd want you to go in. It would put an end to my misery. But
No, we're getting drafted together. We're in the same fucking squadron.
Oh, great! So
We're
I'm
squadron
going to.
leaders.
He'd sign you both up.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even know anything about it. People would knock on the door going, come on the bus. You go, what?
He's sitting there in his pants and a what are you talking about?
He'd be going, isn't this fun? This is great, isn't it?
Yeah, funny enough, he'd probably just be fucking streaming the whole thing as well. That's what you'd get now. It's just
This is
you
my
and-
outfit of the day.
Yes. Gone for a khaki number. Anyway, one thing, like you are actually, I mean, you said earlier on, if you weren't doing things in front of the camera, you've got no kind of, trade or kind of skills or whatever else, but you are an incredible actor. You did one of my favourite, you did like a spin-off of one of my favourite ever shows. So I'm Only Fools and Horses obsessed.
Special,
like
mate.
obsessed. It is my favourite fucking show. I watch religiously and non-stop. And you played Del Boy
Yeah.
with Nicholas Lyndhurst as well, who was part of
Yeah,
that.
so he played Freddie the Frog, who in the Only Fools and Horses show, we find out is Rodney's actual dad. So that's why it made sense for Nick Lyndhurst to play Rodney's dad in this.
Why is he called Freddie the Frog?
Because he was a submariner, wasn't he?
He was a frogman.
He was a frogman, yeah.
So he was a scuba diver.
He got
Yeah.
drafted. Sorry. Or did he join up out of his own back? Who knows? Anyway, so he was the frog, so that's why he's called the frog.
Yeah.
So listen, when the call up come for you to play like a character, because you love Only Fools and Horses as well, don't you? So when the call up came for you to play that character, what was that like?
Well, I auditioned for it.
Oh, did you actually audition for
Yeah.
it?
So I auditioned for it, and I think I did 2 or 3 auditions, like callbacks and stuff like that. And I kept getting notes from John Sullivan and from the casting director saying, "We love the work that you put into this character." And I was like, I'm putting any work into the character.
Was it just because you knew
I've just grown up. Like,
Yeah.
these people are extended parts of my family.
Yeah.
They were on the TV constantly when I was growing up with me.
How old are you?
I'm
Sorry, that's a bit
37.
rude.
Same, I'm 37.
I'm 37, but it was me, my parents, my grandparents.
Yeah.
I had great grandparents at one stage when, that I was also watching Only Fools and Horses with. I just knew those people so well. And when they said, "Oh, we love all the work that you've put into the character," I was like, "I haven't done anything." The work is just decades of watching Only Fools and Horses.
Did you put on an accent or anything?
I didn't have to, did I? Because I'm
Sam, have you ever seen Only Fools and Horses?
Yeah. Hey, tail boy.
perfect.
No. We're going to be rich.
Of course.
We're going to be millionaires.
That was you've hurt me a bit there.
I was about to say, that kind of made me die inside a little bit. But yeah, that must have been fucking incredible.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So I forget I did that. I always forget that I did that. And it's I'm so proud that I got to do it. I was really nervous beforehand doing it. And Joe Thomas, who plays Simon in The Inbetweeners, when I was talking to him about it, he didn't help. He just went, it's a bit like Bond, isn't it? I was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, because there's this character that's so important, and other people have played Bond, and it's like being the new Bond. So there's a lot of pressure there. And I went, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that is one of them.
My brain exploded a little bit. I was like, oh no, I don't know if I want to do this now.
What was it like walking onto set for the first time?
It was brilliant. So it was set in the 60s. But it was all the characters, but they were younger.
So it was for you. So it was like the prequel to what Only Fools and Horses was.
So you were Del Boy.
Yeah, but like young Del Boy.
Yeah.
So did you wear the coat?
But not because.
Did you get the coat later on?
I had the flat cap and everything, and the cigar.
Sorry, Del Boy isn't just a coat and I'll be a millionaire. Is that what you see it as?
I've only watched a few episodes.
Dressed up
of
as
it.
Batman, everything. It was great.
Yeah.
on the jet ski when he's off to fucking
Miami twice. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Well, any other?
That's all
Only
that's
Fools?
all
No,
I
we're
got.
there. We're there.
That's
We hit
all
the
I got.
limit. We hit the limit.
Got some diamonds from.
Yeah, from Antwerp or
If
wherever.
you were to talk to me about the Inbetweeners, I'd know, because that's my era. Pete and you guys, you were just a little bit older than me.
Well, listen, if you like The Inbetweeners, watch Only Fools and Horses.
Yeah. It's honestly,
Like,
it's
if you think The Inbetweeners is good, watch Only Fools and Horses.
Yeah. I will like word for word. It's the best show I think that's ever. It
I
reminds
know
me
how
of
much
being
you
young.
love it. Yeah.
Like I just
It's
like, and
so
still
good.
now.
My
like,
dad loves it.
Yeah, like of course, Big Mike would.
Yeah, he loves it.
Yeah, you've made us sound like we're fucking 60 years
Well,
old.
no, you're just old souls, I'd say. You're old souls who twitch.
Old
So you're
souls.
sort of like half and half.
What is your kind of favourite role that you've played? I mean, does it get annoying now, like this long after kind of Inbetweeners, people still going, "Oh, it's Jay," or do you love it?
I'm relieved that people are still talking about The Inbetweeners and Jay. I really loved. I always say this. I always say how I'd like to be one of those cool people that are like, "Hey, I've moved on, man." And, and can we not talk about that? Can we,
that.
you know, I'm more than just Joe from The Inbetweeners. The problem is that I genuinely am a fan of The Inbetweeners. I just thought from the moment I read it, I was just like, this is absolutely hilarious. This is so funny. It was if I wasn't in it, I would be a huge fan of it.
Yeah.
So I'm just really proud of it.
Dude, but do you know what, mate? That's so refreshing to hear, man. Because I know what you mean about those people who go, "Nah, man, that was just a moment in time," and now we've moved on. It's like, dude, you've made something that's impacted so many people's fucking lives. And it's funny to say about like the program, because you're like, it's a comedy, right? But like it's made so many people laugh. It's made so many people smile, probably in dark times and all that kind of stuff, mate. Like it's something to be so fucking proud of that you wouldn't. I don't think you'd ever want to sort of like move away from that in a sense.
No, and obviously the proudest thing is I've basically brought up a family off the back of it.
Yeah.
I've been able to put food on the table and stuff because of The Inbetweeners.
Have you shown your kids The Inbetweeners?
I've actually watched a couple of episodes with my eldest son.
How old is he?
He is 13. He's 14.
Perfect territory.
Well, so this was it. So they'd never seen The Inbetweeners, and he's been in secondary school for a couple of years now. And when he first got to secondary school, so there's kids his age, like when he first turned up, 11, all the way up to 18. So there's obviously, he's left primary school, and now there's a new load of language and a new sort of
Clunge.
all that kind of stuff.
Jesus.
And he
No,
was,
but I imagine there is. I imagine he's probably going around
Tell a
saying
nice
clunge.
story
Well,
about his 13-year-old son, and you've just randomly
No,
gone,
but
clunge.
the problem is that I feel like between me and Claire that we kept our kids too innocent,
Yeah.
and we sort of sheltered them, or you know,
From the clunge.
yeah. I'm gonna have to burp.
Yeah, get it out.
Sorry.
You can only do it if you blow it. You got to blow it.
Right.
Yeah, there we go. Good man. Burp and blow.
and he was like, "Oh, Dad, what does this mean?" and stuff like that. Like, you get in the car, and I was like, "By the way, like, if anyone says anything that you don't quite understand, that you're a bit worried about, or if you've said something a bit naughty to the, first of all, I've probably fucking created it anyway. So, but just go and talk to me, and I'll tell you what it means and stuff." And he got to a point where he got a little bit stressed out, and he was trying to get in with the lads and have fun with his pals and stuff. And then he'd come away and he was like, "Oh, I'm not sure if that behaviour was. I feel like I'm in trouble. I feel like
he's a will."
It was sort of playing with his conscience a bit. And I was like, "Mate, you need to watch the Inbetweeners. You need to see what idiot young boys are like when they're hanging out with each other." Because and also I'd encourage that as well, because get it out your system now when you're in high school or whatever, because a 35-year-old idiot in-betweener is not a good look.
Yeah, so you're listening.
Be an idiot. Be an idiot now while you're 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then by the time you sort of come out of school and stuff like that, you might be able to sort of get on in society.
Weirdly, that's one of the best bits of advice anyone could have ever given their kid. Like, come here, son, you need to watch the Inbetweeners. Like, this is the time. And it will teach him so much.
I just wanted to show him how boys of that age, you know, it's a confusing time.
Yeah,
like, especially for a lad, because
it is. It's fucking terrifying.
You got, I remember mine.
Yeah, so do you?
Yeah. It's the most I've ever. You know.
Come.
Once I learned how to do it, then I was.
Same. I was all over the gaff.
It
wasn't going all over the gaff.
Excellent.
I had a big.
Excellent. So you were glazing your fucking mum's ass like a donut. Wonderful. That's good for us all to know. Wonderful.
I had a big sort of surplus. It was all building up until that point, and then ever since then, it's like.
So, but it is. It's a confusing
potato
time.
water.
Well,
there's a lot going on.
I mean, fuck me.
What was your son's feedback on the show when he first watched it?
He said it was really funny.
Did he? Did you like it?
Yeah, and it did. It did genuinely help him feel better about being an idiot.
Yeah,
boys are idiots
with your mates as well. You know,
boys are idiots, and you got to get it out of your system.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've spoken on the pod quite a lot about, as far as Sam and I know, we don't have kids. And we've spoken quite a lot on the pod about our metaphorical daughters who are around your son's age.
Rose and Olive.
Rose and Olive.
I'm Rose.
No, he's Sam. His daughter's Rose.
Yeah, sorry, yes. Pete.
I'm not Olive. I'm Pete, and my daughter's Olive.
Yeah.
This is a very weird
it's odd,
setup,
this one,
isn't it?
yeah.
It's weird, isn't it? And I bet you didn't think it was going to come from me, did you? So what's it like? I mean, it's a roundabout way of going, what's it like to be a dad?
Yeah.
Do you love it? Like,
Absolutely.
now that your son is of that age, because I always feel like that is probably the most exciting time to be a dad.
Absolutely.
Terrifying probably at the same time.
I've been really, really lucky in that I've got 2 boys, and I feel like boys are simpler. I don't want to generalise.
Yeah.
But there's, we know video games, sex, and beer or whatever. Like that's sort of what you grow into, isn't it? So I've got 2 boys and I'm a dad, and it just is the best. I've just made 2 mates.
Yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant. I think.
Do you feel like you're their mates?
Absolutely, yeah. Chat to them all the time.
That's
we had
fun. Do you go into the room and be like, "Say, mate, what's going on?"
Dude, no, I do like.
Why is that funny?
No, we don't have to do that.
Because even that, right? If you had son, it's like you're trying to be your son's friend. It's like anything. Like, your son just wouldn't be your friend. You'd be forcing him. All right, mate. Can I come out to play? Like, I feel like that would be you. That is just such a you thing.
How do you do it? How do you knock on the door? Right, let's do a little bit of.
Don't knock on the door.
Oh, right, just boot it.
Yeah, it's your fucking
just
house.
hang out with
You
them.
go in when you want.
I guess we've just built a relationship where they're happy to tell me what's going on in their head. And I love it. I hear about their thoughts and and their hopes and their dreams and stuff like that. And we talk. We do. I've never had that with my parents. I think it's a generational thing.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy hanging out with my boys. Absolutely love it.
So beautiful. What a lovely thing.
I think I'd be because, and then there's also that flip side. So if I had daughters, right?
Yeah.
Like you
us.
two.
Yeah.
It's a whole different ballgame for us.
Yeah. Trust me, mate, you don't want one.
Yeah, mate, they're in that phase.
Whereas I find it easier
Tampons.
to guide idiot boys through life because
Yeah.
I know exactly what it's like to be an idiot boy.
Yeah.
Also, because I know what idiot boys are like,
I don't want a
I think
daughter.
I'd panic having a daughter.
But on a serious note, though, mate, like, you know, you seem like a really decent bloke. Like, you can also. Why is that funny?
Why do you keep trying to chat me up? Here?
just
All right?
trying
Are you testing
I'll
these
be honest
child
with
lines
you.
on
No,
me?
it's 'cause you're
before you
saying-
before you
there's like
try
so
out with
many-
some birds.
It sounds like you're going to take him around there and finger him in the other studio in a minute. I'm going to be honest with you.
Fun bits, but like some of the things you say are quite profound. You know, how about how you want to be their best mates and all that kind of stuff. And it is really touching. It's what is nice though, I think, is that you can tell them, and after being in the in-betweens and seeing that like sort of like young lad culture stuff, you can tell them like how not to be with girls. Do you know what I mean? You can be like, you know, and that's such a nice thing for a dad to impart on his boys.
Well, but that's the thing as well. So I also think most boys are. Ironically, I do think most boys are quite nice to girls. Obviously, there's a few that aren't, or whatever, especially when you're at school. You know, but I do think those boys from the Inbetweeners. I think like there's an episode where Jay gets a girlfriend at one point.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's just quite
Sweet.
just in love with her
Yeah.
and just quite and heartbroken when she breaks it off with him and stuff like that. I think that's what most boys are like, really.
Yeah,
Well, yeah. Okay. So heartbreak. I mean, we'll leave it there because it's been a fun day. I mean, we can't finish with tears. We have got so we do this thing, and I don't know why this has become a thing because weirdly enough, I'm 37, and it feels like a real school kind of playground thing to do. But we do shag, marry, kill quite a lot.
Right.
So we've got one for you.
Okay, go on.
you're gonna love it.
Shag, marry, kill. Will, Neil, and Simon.
Got to shag one of them.
Got to shag one of
Yeah.
them.
So who?
Mm.
The characters or the
characters.
or the
Characters.
actors that play them?
the characters. I think it would be
So I
unfair
was going
to
to say I
literally
wouldn't be able to
dive
pick.
into the actors like that.
I wouldn't be able to pick which one I wanted to, you know.
Fuck.
Well, I wouldn't want to leave one out.
No.
The boys.
I mean, it'd be a first, but you can just have a big
Who
sort of
would you
orgy.
shag?
Well, I'd go.
Neil's probably got quite a weapon.
Do you reckon?
Right, he's just tall, isn't he? Not that that matters because.
But his technique on the fingering's the best as well.
All right, yeah, I'll go with Neil then.
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
have
we
a-
can't-
I'll-
we
I'll-
can't
I'll
just-
have I'll have a little fumble with Neil.
Okay, he's gonna have a little
That
play
sounds
around.
like fun.
Yeah. Who's gonna treat you the best?
Probably marry Simon
Really?
because he's very romantic.
Not Will.
Yeah.
And Will would be.
You'd kill him.
I feel like I'd be. Yeah. We get rid of Will.
How do you do it?
Garrot.
Yeah. Nice.
Just wait for him. Just in a public toilet.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I would probably.
You don't know what a garrot is?
Huh.
When you strangle
Oh, it's a
someone
cheese
with it.
string.
Yeah.
Not with a cheese string,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
because that'd just
Fucking hell, you
break.
do him like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
God, you know, for years.
real
we
sort
just-
of
But
mafia
also,
style.
don't leave out the fact that he said he'd do it in the toilet.
Well, I want to, leave a message.
We're going to ask you one more thing before we go.
Oh,
Well, it depends if it's the thing that I'm going to ask,
It
or
is
you're
the
just
thing
going to
you're
go on about the army.
no, I want to.
Is it
Video
gaming?
games.
No.
No, all right, let's go.
Would James Buckley?
Yes.
What's your middle name?
Patrick?
That's not the question. James Patrick Buckley.
Yeah.
How do you feel about joining us at the O2
For what?
for our live show?
Genuinely?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
So we've got
Seriously, no,
September
yes.
19th. We would love you to be part of it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If you actually want, and your wife, obviously.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
That's the drilling. So there's a lot of building work going on in the
Doesn't sound
studio.
Like a fart. Like it doesn't sound like drilling at all.
Right, it sounds like someone's got like violent diarrhea upstairs.
But mate, yeah, fucking thank you so
What a
much for being
fucking
here.
pleasure, man.
You're an
Absolutely.
absolute pleasure.
No, you're not just being nice.
No,
Mate,
dead
me
serious.
deadly
Dead
serious,
serious.
man.
Yeah, count me in.
Do you know
Dead
what?
serious.
It'd be so
it's
great.
sold out. So we've got I
I'm
think
going
it
to need a
is.
few of these.
I think mate, I'll be fucking hammered.
So will I.
Great,
Well, terrifyingly, I will also be hammered as well.
yes.
Yeah, no.
I
know where
mean,
that will go.
there's lots of shit going on, but yeah, we're doing one night only at the O2. So it's,
Oh, fuck it. I'm honoured.
it's
Mate, it'd be a
over,
pleasure.
Quite touched.
over 15,000 people.
Are we friends? Are we
Yeah,
mates?
we
Is that
are. We're fresh. We hug.
Is that what's happening? Is that what's
podcast
happening?
friends.
Is that what's happening?
Oh, come on.
Go on.
Oh, fucking Here we go. Yay.
Yes.
No, that was so awkward. So
Wait,
now,
I'm really sorry. I know this is a little bit cliche. But can we all just go podcast friends? Right?
Can you do
Sorry,
the
will
voice?
you-
Yeah, ready? Oh, podcast friends.
That's not the voice.
that's not. Oh, podcast friends.
That was
Go on,
good.
Joe, what you-
All podcast friends.
There you go. Beautiful. And on that note, James Buckley, thank you so much, mate.
Thanks
and
for
make
having
sure
me,
you go and
guys.
listen to his pod as well with his wife because it is fucking hilarious.
What's it called? The Buckleys. Forgot to
I
mention
know,
that.
you've forgotten the name of your own podcast. That is
Well,
fucking
it's my
brilliant.
own name.
So yeah, make sure you have a listen because it is brilliant. So yeah, thank you so much for being here, mate. Make sure you rate, reviewed all of that crap. If you want to get in touch with us, then email the worst email address in the world, which is hello@srproductions.co.uk.
Love it.
Follow us on socials at Stay Room Podcast, all of that bullshit. You know it by now. Ta-da, motherfucker.
James Buckley, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
A real fucking pleasure, man. And I mean
I
that
love that.
sincerely.
Get them fans on.
Mate, that was fucking great. That was everything. This has been a Staying Relevant production.